Hi everybody, we are still in problem set 1.1 and we are now in question 18. Okay, so the question is about the same drawing, so let me draw the drawing from page 9. This is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, and we have the vector v. Let's draw it somewhere here. It doesn't matter, I'm drawing all the time about the same, but you can draw it anywhere you like. The question doesn't, the answer doesn't rely on V being exactly here. It can be long, short, here, here, wherever you want. And the same goes for W. Just two arbitrary vectors. Okay, I'm trying to make them different. Okay, and now they say restricted by C that can be between 0 and 1. Okay, so C is some fraction between 0 and 1, or it can be equal to 0 or equal to 1. So it's minimum 0 and maximum 1. And D the same. Okay, D, it's not the same number. Let's say one of them is half and one of them is third or something like this. Shade in all combinations CV plus DW, okay? Like some fraction times V plus some fraction times W. Okay? So you remember we had, if it's 1 times V plus 0 times W, remember we talked about it in question 15. V, it's like totally V. Okay, in a way. It's 1 times V plus 0 of W. And W is the opposite. It's 0 of V, no V at all, plus totally W. All the way W. Only W. So this is totally W, this is totally V. In between them, it's, and I'm sorry, and if it was half and half, okay, so it was here. Remember, this was the line that we drew in purple, so let's be consistent. The dashed line is the line between the arrowhead of V and the arrowhead of W. If this is about 7.8, so 3.5 plus 0.4, so about 3.9. Okay, so U, the point U was here. This was half V and half W. But if we have other fractions, okay, if they add up to 1, remember they are on this line. A quarter of W, so the W doesn't have much influence, and 3/4 of V, so V has a lot of influence, and they add up to 1, it's here. And remember, this line is all the points that are, the C and D are adding up to 1. So if we add a quarter of V, so V is not very strong. W is 3/4, okay? 3/4, I'm sorry, 1/4 of V and 3/4 of W would be about here. So if they add up to 1, these numbers, we are on this line. If we are less, remember if we were a quarter of V and a quarter of W, we were here. A third of V and a third of W were about here. So all the points that are less are in this area, okay? If they are the same, if V and W are the same, it's on this line. Remember the line that was the diagonal of the parallelogram. But if they are not the same and are more than 0 but less than 1, they are just inside this triangle. Okay, so I'll just draw it in color. All this area, the yellow area, including the lines of V and W, because it says maybe it's equal to 1 and equals to 0, and also including the purple line, which was half and half. Now, this if they are less than half. What happens if they are fraction bigger than half, for example 2/3? So we need to continue, we need to continue the parallelogram, and it will be the whole parallelogram, okay, because 1V plus 1W would be here, would be the other corner of the parallelogram. Okay, so let's draw it. So this, what I drew, is only half of the answer. Half of the answer is this: if C and D are more than 0 and less than half, or let's say between 0 and half. They can be 0, they can be half, and they can be any value in between. But what happens if they are between half and 1? They can be half, they can be 1, and they can be any value in between half and 1. So they would be here. So I'm drawing also these two vectors. So it's 7.5. And here we draw it also in 7.5. Okay, so this is the red vector of W. So again, what I said before was only half the answer, I'm sorry. The complete answer is what I'm drawing now. Of course, this is V and this is W. And the complete answer is also all this. Okay, all the yellow area, all the parallelogram is the answer. Okay, this whole thing. Okay, so we shaded them in yellow. So thank you very much.